guys, so I'm going to start this new series because I am so deeply infatuated with true crime. And we have a case coming up. We just finished the Karen Reed case, and I always want to talk about these cases and connect with people, and I watch a bunch of other people make these kinds of videos and just kind of talk about their thoughts, share the case. First off, this case is called the Black Swan murder trial. So what I plan on doing is just to go over a few of the key points that I wrote out of the case, because if you're like me, when a case first comes out, I tend to get overwhelmed, and then I notice that 2 weeks later I'm fully engulfed and the trial's already over. And it's mainly because I can never find any videos that just give the key components really easily broken down. So that's what I'm going to do. So this is going to be the key points. This is going to be the key facts in the Black Swan murder trial here. So who do we have here? We have a 32-year-old woman, she's now 32, was 24 at the time, former ballerina, Ashley Benefield. And her husband, who is the victim, Doug Benefield, who was 54 when he passed away, when she murdered him. So that is our first key. All right, we have these two people that have come together, and you're going to realize, I'm going to point out some red flags along the way that is, you're going to start feeling this case out really quick, and then I'll share my thoughts at the end. So we have Ashley, who meets Doug. Ashley's 24, she meets Doug, who's 54. Alright, who is Ashley Benefield? Well, I'm going to go ahead and put a little picture up here of who she is. She is the wife of Doug Benefield. She was arrested in November of 2020 for shooting Doug, her husband. She has been charged but not convicted yet with second-degree murder. And then I put an asterisk underneath all of this, former ballerina. This is one of these women who really, their whole identity, I feel very narcissistic, just, we'll get there. She's a swimsuit model too, guys. So, that's that. How did Doug and Ashley meet? Ashley met Doug at a dinner in Florida. Now, if you're anything like me, I'm not into politics, but these two were. And they were heavily on the Republican side. I did hear today that she actually worked for Trump at one point, and there are claims that she was in love with him and that he called her his baby or something. I don't freaking know. This is nothing political, but that's where she met Doug, was at a dinner in South Carolina. I'm sorry, here in Florida. And she actually used to work for Trump, like I said, but in Mar-a-Lago. And they had this dinner in August of 2016 in Florida, and apparently sparks flew right away. So, once again, she was a former ballerina and swimsuit model. Okay? Doug was 54 and worked as a consultant for tech companies and government contractors. Let's talk about our first red flag. They got married after 13 days of knowing each other. Now, I know we've all done some really weird stuff in our life, right? Especially me, who am I to judge anyone? But 13 days. So immediately I'm like, okay, well, maybe he was never married. She was never married. when you feel it, you feel it, right? But that was my first red flag, and I have that in tons of exclamation points. Doug was previously married, and he had a 15-year-old daughter at the time. Her name is Eva, and I will try to find her. She's now of age. I'm going to try to find her TikTok handle or Instagram handle or any kind of social platform handle and put her in the comments or in the description. She also apparently has her own t-shirt company, so I thought that would be beneficial, just so, put it out there. Eva's mother, Renee, had died of an undiagnosed heart problem 9 months prior to Doug marrying Ashley. 9 months. Red flag for me. Red flag for me. Now, where does the water start to get a little murky? Where is there some mud puddles? Well, I'm going to tell you. Eva is 15 years old. Ashley is 24. That's not too far apart. Dad is 54. The first question my husband asked was, does Ashley have daddy problems? And I'm like, you know what, that's a good question. So second red flag, heated argument, Doug discharges. This is one thing it was very odd for me. Doug discharges his firearm into the ceiling during an argument that he's having with Ashley. And he admits later in family court to this. So he, takes accountability for it. I don't see that being normal at all. If somebody did that, did not. I have no words for that. I just can't seem to understand why somebody would do that. And I know that I've seen some things where people are like, oh, well, they were gun people. It's still not normal to be in an argument with somebody and shoot a firearm into the ceiling to get their attention. That's not normal. Any way you want to put it, it's not normal. So now we're entering family court. The water is muddy, it's murky, we're fighting, lots of junk going on. Doug had a reversed vasectomy because Ashley wanted to have a baby of her own. Ashley got pregnant and quickly moved from South Carolina back to Florida to live with her mother. During all of this, Doug was putting together a ballet studio for Ashley because this was her dream. Apparently they talked about having their own ballet business for all shapes and sizes, all ethnicities. Apparently Ashley was considered too tall to be a real ballerina. I don't know. So he had invested a lot of money into this, and then she just hightailed it back to live with her mom. Ashley gives birth to their child, doesn't tell Doug. What? This begins the custody battle. She begins to make claims that he's been poisoning her and the baby and harassing her. In September of 2017, Ashley and her mother returned to South Carolina to pack up all of her belongings and leave Doug a scathing note. Now, I do believe that this order I got a little mixed up because she actually did this going to South Carolina with her mom, packing up and leaving this scathing note while she was pregnant. Then she gives birth and doesn't tell Doug. So I did get that part a little mixed up. She leaves Doug a note, which you can find that note online, and it's I just feel like she made this note to help back up herself when she was, I don't know, you guys will get it when I come to my thoughts, okay? The ballet business crumbles because obviously Doug is handling it all on his own, and now Ashley's gone and she's left him this note, and some people can't function. I mean, he knew nothing about ballet. This was all for her, and now she's gone. So Ashley tells authorities about the gun incident. CPS gets involved. Doug was evaluated by a psychologist and cleared. Court documents were filed to keep Doug away from his new daughter. A judge weighed in on the case, and I quote, "There is not a single scintilla of credible evidence that Miss Benefield, Ashley, was ever poisoned or suffered from any illness from being poisoned." Let me tell you something. If you are into, if you're watching this and you made it this long, you are into criminal trials. This judge is so snarky and so fucking ready to go that I cannot wait for this trial. I haven't been this excited since the non-verdict of Karen Reed. In August of 2019, Ashley showed up to drop off their daughter wearing an engagement ring. Doug hired a PI who said Ashley was seeing someone else. Doug filed for divorce. Ashley then accuses him of sexually abusing their daughter. CPS gets involved and found zero evidence of this. So it's almost like, okay, this didn't work, I'm going to try this. This didn't work, I'm going to try this. You guys, wait for me to get to my thoughts. Wait. In summer of 2020, Ashley and Doug reconciled again and announced that they were all moving to Maryland with their daughter and Ashley's mother. September 27th, 2022, Doug was shot and later died at the hospital. Ashley is out on bond. Trial begins, I believe it's July 22nd. I will double check, just because I've been watching a bunch of Karen Reed things, and then we have the Wade Wilson sentencing or death sentencing on the 23rd. Karen Reed's back on the 22nd, so I believe that Ashley Benefield is also on the 22nd. By the way, I voted today some kind of county thing. My thoughts. So, first thing, like I said about the shooting the gun into the ceiling, that's weird to me. That's violent behavior. I don't know how anybody could even validate why they did that. That's very odd to me. I also think it's super weird that they married after 13 days. I thought, well, maybe she was pregnant and then they got married. No. He hadn't had his vasectomy reversed at that point that I know of. So, I mean, I don't know. And my views on Ashley. I think that this woman is a narcissist. I'm no doctor. I do watch a lot of trials, and I watch a lot of these interrogations and psychologist reviews, and I go to therapy personally, and I see a psychiatrist personally. So I believe that this woman wants to be in control of anything and everything, and I think that she lured him down to Florida to kill him and claim self-defense. But now all of a sudden they aren't going to, it's not a battered spouse syndrome case. So I don't know, they have no witnesses. That's what I heard earlier. Or if anything, it's only one witness, and that will be her to testify on her own behalf. Because, hello, if I'm a juror on that panel, on that trial, I want to hear from you. What happened? I have heard some things that he was shot from behind. There were 4 shots total. 2 that hit him, I think 1 in the arm or the leg. Something about it. She's innocent until proven guilty, obviously. So, but I do think that she is a master manipulator. And my condolences to the families involved, and she also has her 6-year-old daughter standing outside of the courthouse holding a sign that says, keep my mommy free. And to me, I agree that that is child abuse. So, and that alone speaks volumes on how this woman is as a person, as a spouse, as a parent. Never in my wildest dreams would I ever have my child standing out there advocating for me. That to me just proves even more that she is a narcissist. So, anyways, please like, share, subscribe. I'm gonna really try to keep up with these videos. They are a little harder for me. But thanks for watching. Go follow me on TikTok. I'm gonna also film a little short, just of like the key points. But yeah, what are your thoughts on this case? Are you excited for the trial? What other trials are you guys watching? Let me know. I want to try to keep this little segment as crime time. But yeah, see you in the next one.